trade this old movie, said we've just worn it out watching it, and take it out there to the Navy out there and trade it off for a newer movie, one we haven't seen. See, the Army had nothing, no transportation. The Air Force had airplanes to fly in and stuff, and the Navy had ships to get food, fresh food and stuff like that. But the Army was the last to get anything. So anyway, we got in this boat and I went out there. And I got pretty close to the ship. It was out about a mile and a half from shore. And I got out there and I looked at this ship, and I noticed a bunch of nets going over the boat, going down to the water, you know. Not knowing what it was, I got up there close enough, and they loaded me onto this boat and found it. And I looked on the deck of the boat there, and there was a stack of silver dollars about as big as this room right here. That these divers were going down and getting that silver dollars, looked like silver dollars, and putting them in these nets, and they'd drift them up, dump them on the boat there, and they'd wash them, clean them. And those were silver pesos that the Philippine government, the Philippine government, before the Japs took the island, they dropped $1 million worth of silver pesos off in the ocean out there. And they were picking them up, putting them in there. So I asked one of these sailors, I said, "Hey buddy," said, "would you mind if I got me a couple of those silver dollars?" He said, "No, get you 2 of them." So I got 2 of them and took them on board and everything. And it wasn't too long till I had served my time over there and got to come home. I was over there about a year and a half, I think. And so I put them under my pillow when I started home. I put them under my cotton pillow, and I put those silver pesos. And some boy you might not be old enough, but had this book, Forever Amber. You ever heard of that book? Yeah. That's the first really sexy paperback that was ever written. And it was the most popular book in the Army and Navy and Marines, everywhere, everybody wanted it. So he had read it and said, "Here, Bill, take this, you'll like this." So I put that under there. But there were 2 silver pesos. Well, it wasn't too long till we short landed, and so I started getting my equipment all together, and some SOB took the silver dollar and got those 2 silver dollars and got my book. I didn't get to read my book. And I'll never forget that. When I was on my deathbed, I'll remember that.
You won't know who it was, huh?
That's right. Who got that? So anyway, I came back home to the States, got my discharge, and met that little blonde-haired girl next door.
My kinfolk.
Yeah, your kinfolk. I married her, and we struck it off and got married, had 2 precious children, Kay and Karen.
How long was y'all run the car agency down there?
We ran it from, see, Daddy had the Buick, an International Harvester.
Yep.
Years before that, and Leon and I, when we took it over when we got out of school. When I got out of the Army, really. Well, I got out of the Army and went back to A&M and graduated. And I forgot now what year that was. Time has got where I can't. Doesn't stick with me very long.
Don't feel like a Lone Ranger.
Anyway, I've had probably, I'd say 15 or 20 years probably until we sold it out. It's probably 20 or 25 years I've had sold it out to all the dealer in Bryan over there.
Tom Light.
Tom Light, so did the Tom Light, yeah.
How long were you in Europe?
About, I'd say probably 8 months. No, after, no combat.
No comment.
Never fired a shot.
You did carry a rifle, didn't you?
Did carry a rifle. Went
Did
off.
guard a prisoner.
Went from France. Went through France. The shooting was it was in Germany then. And we went through to Germany, and it was all gone down into the.
Some of those cities was just flat, wasn't they?
Do it.
Some of those cities over there were
Oh
just
yeah.
flat.
And I had no combat. Never fired a shot. I carried a rifle all the time though. Went down to Austria. Went all the way down to Austria. When I got down to Austria, they had just captured a whole bunch of troops down there, but not us. They were captured when we got there.
You had to dispose of them, or?
No, the military police came and got them. Locked them up. I don't know, took them to the stockade somewhere. I don't know what they did with them. That wasn't our job. We didn't. I never even pointed a gun at one of them. Well, yes, I did. I had to guard one. Guard a German prisoner until the military police came and picked him up. And I sat there and looked at him. I knew just exactly what color his eyes were when they came and picked him up. But I can't recall the day, but I stayed, I looked at him and he looked at me.
You were glad he didn't make a move too.
Huh?
You were glad he didn't make a move.
Oh goodness, I'd had to shoot him if he started to run.
What about your time in the military? Any good friends you stayed in contact with it through the years?
Well, no, I really didn't. Wasn't too many of the troops in my area, in my part of the country or anything like that.
What unit were you in?
What? 86th Infantry Division.
Where were most of them from?
Just scattered out. Some from Texas, just all everywhere. They were just drafted. Most of them were drafted into the Army.
Wasn't like the 36, huh? Mostly Texas.
No, it wasn't. In fact, I didn't know any Texans. They're most Yankees.
Any regrets?
Huh?
Any regrets?
Well, not really. It's just all good education. Kind of seasoned me. I was a kid when I went in there, and I was a young man when I came out.
Oh, Lord. What's the total time you spent in the service?
I've spent 4 years.
Lord mercy. Were you drafted or?
Drafted right here in Madisonville. As I told you, I went to A&M and drafted out of A&M after 1 year. Went into Camp Polk, Louisiana.
That was an experience, wasn't it?
And then went to basic training at Camp Polk. And then went to after I served my basic training,